Okay, so welcome back to my new video. Today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how you can load environment variables in your Golang application. So let's jump right into the IDE. All right, so I'm already in the Golang IDE, and I'm going to create a new project inside my YouTube tutorials. I'm going to call it loading EMV. Okay. Yeah, so once we have done that, I'm going to delete this go.mod file. Okay. Now on my terminal, I'm going to type this command go mod init, and then I'm going to just say loading EMV. Okay. So this model has been created, and then I'm just going to say go mod tidy. Okay, no packages, match packages, so that's fine. So if we go back to our go.model file, you see this model and then the version of Golang that I'm using for this tutorial. Maybe in the future, this might change. So you have to look out for this. Right, so now let's create our new Go file. We're calling it main. Once you do that, we're going to import our package for this loading environment variables. So we say import. The package is located on github.com/joho/go.env. Okay, so if you want to see more about this package, you can just visit this URL, and then you should see more documentation on this package. Okay, so I'm going to sync this dependency. So now if we come inside our go.mod file, you can see it says require github.com/joho.go.env using this version 1.3.0. Okay, so now let's go into our main file. Okay, let me declare two functions. Okay, the first one, it's going to be getting the value using the key. And then the second one is what? Loading environment variables. So the first function that I'm going to define is called func get env with key. Okay, this is going to take a string called key, and then it's going to return a string. We're going to use the OS library. So we're going to say os dot get env, and this takes a key as an argument. And then with the second function, we're going to say func, and then we give it a name. We say load env, and it doesn't take any argument. And then we say, we call the name of this package. So we're going to say go dot. You see, so these are all the methods in this package. So you can see on Marshall, write, load, files, pass, read, exec, Marshall, and overload. So we are going to use the load, and it takes file names, and then it returns an error, just a single return value. So we're going to say dot env, or we can even call it dot secret. Okay. And once we do that, this is going to return an error. And let's handle the error. So we're going to say if error, we want to panic, or we want to return this fatal error. Okay. And then we want to use the OS library to exit. Okay. So that is all to the function. So I'm going to now create our secret. So I'm going to call it dot secret. It's just a text file, okay? Kind of. I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to put in our secret. So the first one is maybe username is equal to Golang. Password is equal to admin, and maybe DB is equal to MongoDB. So these are the three things we want to hide as our secret, okay? So now inside our main function, we want to call this load load function without passing any argument. And then under it, we're going to say, we're going to call this get env function, okay? Get env with key. And then we want to pass in, the key is what? Username. So this is going to return a string. So we're going to call it username. And then the other one is what? Password. Get password. And then the third one is what? DB. DB. So now we're going to print all these variables. So we're going to say fmt dot print, and then we're going to say username and then you want to concatenate it with a dash, and then we say password and then the last one is our DB. DB. So that is all we want to print. Username, password, and then the DB. So let's run this application. I'm not sure why I don't see the results. Okay, let's print everything separately. Yeah, so I'm just formatting this way. So let's see if it's going to work. If it's not going to work, we'll see what we can do. It's still not printing the values. Not sure why. Maybe let me pass in the actual path. Let's try this. Okay, so maybe it wants me to pass in the absolute path. So let's run this one more time. It's still not picking. So let me change this to env per the documentation. We change it to .env. All right, so let me run this. Not sure. Yeah, so as you can see from our terminal, we're loading the env variable, and then we're calling this function here, getting the keys from the environment variables, and then printing the values. Okay, so it's a key value per 10. So let's run this application and see what we get. So as you can see, we retrieved the username, password, and then the database we call it MongoDB. So let's change this name back to dot secret. Okay. Okay, so let me just delete it. Copy. And then I'm going to create another one called dot secret. Then I'm going to paste so I'm going to change this to the secret. Okay. So once I do that, I'm going to run the program again. Yeah, so it's able to identify dot secret. So just to illustrate the point that even if we give it a different name, this package is still going to load it. So it doesn't matter if you name it .env or .secret. Okay, so once you're able to retrieve these values, maybe you have a function that is going to function called connect to DB. And then maybe you have username string, parse string, and DB string. Okay, so you want to return username, parse, and DB. And this is going to return a string. All right, so all you have to do is to say connect to database. So all you have to do is to call connect to DB, and then you pass in your username, password, and DB. Okay, so let's run this and see what you get. Okay, let me pass everything. Let me see. fmt.print. Okay, so I'm just going to print it. So this is what you get. So once you pass in your values, it can connect to your database. So you load the values from your environment variable, you hide it in the environment variables, and then you load it, and then you pass it through the function instead of declaring, let's say, constant, let's say a constant this way, and then you pass in username, some value, password, some value, and then maybe DB, some value. Not sure why. So let's just call it pass D. then just call this database. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Const, and then we pass in, let's say, username, some value, const, we'll call it pass, some value. Okay, instead of declaring the values here as constants, you can put them in an environment variable, and then you use this package to load them up. So that is all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.